A wise man once said, "We are all born naked, and the rest is drag." Old Deuteronomy. Right? Right? Happy days, my name is Daisy Mays, and welcome to Maze Days, the series where I show you what happens when you give a manic crossdresser a camera and just a little too much free time. This is a very exciting week for me because if you haven't seen my last video, check it out if you feel like it. It's very Halloween-y and I show you how I turned into a big green witch. It was fun. But more on topic, you will know that at the end of that video, I mentioned how RuPaul's Drag Race has officially opened casting for season 16. And you know I gotta do it. You know I gotta do it. It's so fun. The audition itself is pretty fun, but also I wanna get on there. I wanna get on there. Group full of manic crossdressers and I'm not there. That's like my whole shtick. That and wearing percussion instruments as a hat or a crown. And I could do with another. Some of you who have been here a little while may also notice that the format is a little bit different today. I have an actual script for one thing, not intensely. It's mostly guidelines, but I thought it was time to sort of propel things forward a bit on this channel and see if I can get some semblance of routine so that I can focus on something. Just anything. Anything where everything can go in a streamlined way, the way it's supposed to. So, this week we are doing a lot of preparation for Drag Race because there is a lot of filming to do. And mind you, I'm not waiting until the last minute. Submissions just opened and I have been recording footage and categorizing and, what is that word? Archiving anything that might be useful for the past year since the last time they were open. I was not expecting them to be open so soon, for one thing. Normally they wait until like early to mid-November and this time they were open at the end of October. Woo, okay. But I think the deadline is still around the same, early January. Weird. Oh well. So we have a lot of things to cover this week, specifically starting with Drag Wars. Drag Wars is going to be important because this is going to be where I'm recording one of the most important lip sync mixes I have ever done because it is going to be the main one that I use for this audition tape. I'm already breaking some rules with it. I finished editing it, sent it to the DJ, and I immediately was like, this is not what they asked for, but I'm hoping it's fun enough that they'll like it anyway. We'll see. So this one is cat themed. God help us, you heard me right. But I have had this wig since way back in my early high school cosplay days when I cosplayed as Mungo Jerry from Cats. Yes, you heard me correctly. Cats is a great musical. The movie fucking sucked. If you want a good one, then watch that really great, what is it, like 80s or 90s, professionally BBC filmed version with, was that Elaine Stritch? No, that wasn't Elaine Stritch. Whoever was in that. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Grisabella. Yep. Watch that one. It's so good. And for those of you who are bitching and moaning about how Cats doesn't have a plot, it does have a plot. It's just a very simple plot. I will explain it to you in a few words. All these cats are getting together for an annual party to see which one of them goes to heaven. Each of the cats introduces themselves. In those introductions, they are kind of giving their plea as to why they deserve to be the one chosen. Old Deuteronomy comes in, tells everybody who it's going to be. McCavity keeps showing up and trying to throw things off. That's it. That's the plot. It's nice and simple. The point isn't supposed to be the plot. The point is supposed to be that it's fun and bouncy and they're cats. Who cares? Beyond that, not everything has to have a super intensely deep plot and subcategory and meanings and metaphorical and allegories. I don't fucking care. I'm sorry for going off on you a little bit like that, but Cats is one of my favorite musicals and I'm tired of people not putting respect on its name like it deserves. So, we are going to be doing a cat themed number. Although the makeup is going to be very Cats inspired, but it's like a kitty girl kind of number, you know? Hint, hint, wink, wink. I had to do a mix because I've already performed this number in order to audition and it didn't work. So, oh, but Daisy, why don't you just pick a new number? Because I don't want to, okay? Not all of us are the biggest fans of RuPaul's music. What's that? Speak up? No, thank you. I'd like a future. So after that, we have a lot of crafting to do on Workshop Wednesday. It's going to be very important because we are going to be making the 3 looks that I am making to prove that I can make looks for the tape. They don't ask you to do that. I just decided, hey, RuPaul, to prove that I can make fully constructed garments, I'm going to make 3 for you right now in this one video. And we're going to. I don't know how long it's gonna take in real life. I'm hoping not too long, maybe like a day or two per dress. But in the meantime, in between that, I'm going to show clips of all of the stuff that I already have. But Workshop Wednesday is going to be very important for another reason as well. We are beginning work on all of the Inktober looks. Yes, and we have quite a ways to go. 31 looks, completely curated and put together, carefully, and as cheaply as I can. So that they'll last, but I don't have to spend a whole lot of coin. Mama's a broke bitch. But we knew that already, I'm on YouTube. For these Inktober looks, I've decided that I can do probably about 3 per month. And that should, hopefully, complete all 31 of them. 3 by 11, 33. Yeah, so we should have some room for error there as well. If I can complete 3 of these looks per month, we will complete all of the looks in time for next Inktober, which is when I would like to fully demonstrate sort of a collaboration of all of them, a collection, if you will, my annual Inktober collection. Say I was a designer. There you go. And as I complete them, I'm going to put them on, possibly for Drag Wars, possibly just cuz, and show you them here as we go. So by the end of the year, you will have seen all of them, and then I can put together sort of a tribute. So, the first 3 that we are doing are as follows. The fuck are they? Drum roll, please. Wonderful. Inktober looks number 2, number 22, and number 28. Let's go over what those are real quick. Number 2 is this lovely cat burglar look that I was going for, inspired by the prompt Scurry. We'll come back to this because it's important. Inktober look number 22, the second one, I don't remember what word it's inspired by, but I've titled it Queen Dice. If you guys have watched Cuphead, then you know exactly where I'm at with that. However, I'm taking a slightly different approach. It's going to be sort of what if a casino gambler was also a supervillain slash anti-hero inspired by their job. And this one is also important. I'll come back to why in a second. And then we have the last one, number 28, which again, I don't remember the prompt and it doesn't really matter because this is what we're making. I call her Daisy Featherington. If you haven't guessed, I have been watching a lot of Bridgerton and I'm waiting for my fucking suitors, okay? Where you at, motherfuckers? Where are you at? Present thyselves. It's fine, I'm fine. So, I want to make this dress. And we are multitasking on all 3 of these looks because we got another 3 looks to talk about. One of which is Daisy Featherington here, because that's going to be one of the 3 that I do for the Drag Race audition. And then once it's complete and I've shown that I can make it, I'm also going to use it for the Reading is Fundamental section of the performance part. That's in there this time, yeah. The second one that I am making for the tape is going to be a take on my standard pattern, one that I have made myself based on one of my red dresses. I don't know if I've drawn anything here, but I'll show you something close. And it's going to be out of some bright yellow fabric, and I'm very excited for that because I love yellow dresses. The first dress I ever made was yellow. I'll show some of that here if I have any of it. I might. Something akin to that, to pay homage to my roots. I can't roll my R's for my life. Good thing my life doesn't depend on them. And then the third one that I am making for the actual Drag Race tape is going to be this most beautiful of fucking dresses. This is one of the dresses that I saw that made me want to start making dresses. This is the dress that Megan Hilty wears in Smash as Marilyn Monroe when they are doing the Let's Be Bad number, which is... Oh, go look it up right now if you haven't seen it. Oh my fucking god, look it up right fucking now. I won't forgive you if you don't. I won't. I'm kidding, we're cool. So I'm making sort of a version of this out of some red, shimmery, gorgeous stretch fabric that I got literally 1.5 years, 2 years ago for this purpose. And I'm only just now getting around to. Great on my part, I know. So those are the 3 that I'm gonna be making for that. And it's important even further because Featherington is going to be for Reading Challenge. We established that. 2 of my Snatch Game characters are going to be wearing these other 2. One of them is a certain blonde bombshell. I'm sure you can guess. That's right, Trisha Paytas. No, God, no, I'm kidding. And another blonde bombshell, at least in the movie I'm doing her from, Joan Cusack, specifically in her Debbie Jelinski era from Addams Family Values. I'm gonna have 5 celebrity impressions total. I'm going big with this audition tape because I want it to be big. I want it to be a thing. Like, I want to get on. I want it to be worth it. And if I don't get on, I want it to still be a really cool piece of content that I have put a lot of work into. And we'll see where it goes from there. So let's backtrack a little bit. Numbers 2, 22, and 28 for Inktober. Number 2 cat burglar we're going to do tonight. Yeah, I'll show you the looks in a second, but I've finished putting together my cat burglar look, and I'm doing my kitty girl look, which utilizes the same makeup and hair. So it really makes no sense for me to paint a cat face twice, unless I have a really good reason to. It's not exactly a look that I can, like, use all the fucking time, you know? So, since I've got all the pieces here, I figured let's just do it now. And then we can knock the first of 31 looks off of my Inktober prompts list. And then we'll only have 30 to go. And then, theoretically, by this time next week, I might be on my way to 2 more. Because Queen Dice, number 22, is going to be what I wear for the November prelims for Miss Paradise 2023. That's right, bitch, we're doing it. I'm very excited. I had a lot of fun at the first one, even though I lost. And I'm not bitter, obviously. Look at how well adjusted I am. Duh. So that's gonna be the look I wear to sing Maybe This Time from Cabaret. All right, so we are getting down to the wire here because I still have to get ready for the show and it is already getting pretty late. Anyway, so the last segment that I am going to do for this week, and probably for future weeks while we're at it, is something I like to call Miss Miss. And I will show you what that means when I show you what that means. Nothing too crazy, I won't freak you out, it's fine. Calm down, all right? Relax. Thank you. And remember, if you like me, or if you like drag, or if you just want to spite someone who doesn't, consider liking, subscribing, and turning on that nifty little notification bell. I post videos most Mondays, and it's only going to get more unhinged from here, so stick around. With that out of the way, let's get moving. So, like I said, this is the wig that inspired it all. Hello, Cleo, how you doing? I have to get some more wig heads because I want to name all of my wigs. Anyway, to start things off, take a look. This is the cat burglar look, my first Inktober look, and the second prompt for day 2 that I will be putting on tonight while I've got all my cat shit together. That way I can film a little bit of content, show everybody what it looks like, and then we can move on to the next Inktober projects. I'm very excited. I love this costume, and I've been looking forward to seeing how it looks all put together. So, we'll see more of that in a little bit. And now for the absolute chaos that is tonight's look. As you can see, it's nuts. But the concept for this is that I wanted to essentially blend in with all these animals wearing sunglasses. So I've got some lovely pink cat eye glasses that I will wear along with this. We're gonna take the tiara off for the actual performance. That is for Cat Burglar because she stole it. And then this is the look that we will be dancing around in. Hence why this heel is shorter than the ones I initially picked out. It wasn't the shoe that I was originally going to use. I'll show you that shoe. This was the shoe that I was originally going to use. Very cool, very cute. However, total bitch to dance in. So, I'd like to spare my ankles. I don't feel like pulling a Eureka or a Victoria Scone. That doesn't really bode well for me, especially at the beginning of my audition process. So, since these are still cat themed and colorful and comfortable to boot, I decided to go with them. Otherwise, everything is pretty standard. I've got my punky wristbands, or rather, jacket straps that I use as wristbands, as well as the collar that I've used for several looks already, but it makes the most sense for this one. Then I have these lovely star earrings to keep in line with this whole fun accessories vibe, and this really cool cheetah print girdle belt thing. I don't know if it's actually a girdle, I don't think it is, but it's stretchy and it's cool. Along with all of that, we're gonna have some fishnets and this lovely donut purse that I think goes very well with this general aesthetic. And I think I showed you the gloves already, but these are some nail gloves that I made specifically for anything that I felt like wearing them with. Yay! And that's the total look. This is literally a $1 nightgown that I found at the Walmart in Laramie, Wyoming when it was on clearance, shortly after arriving. I regret nothing. I knew I would use it eventually. Fuck yes! Some of the other nightgowns that I got, I unfortunately did not. But that's alright, I'm sure they have great homes now. So that's the look for tonight. Now looking at the clock, it is just after 7:30, and we have plenty of shit to do in the meantime. So, I will come and check on you when it is time to get ready. Welcome back. So, now it's time for Drag Wars. For anyone who doesn't know, this is a weekly show that I participate in every Monday night at Paradise Nightclub in Asbury Park. Asbury Park, New Jersey, that is. I don't know where you're thinking. So, come along with me as I get ready for tonight's performance. All right, and here is the finished look. I really like how this came out. Any lack on my teeth? No? Cool, yellow as ever. Excellent. I used this reference photo of Admetus from the Broadway production of Cats, and I really like how it came out. I blended it with a few of Daisy's staples, the little clown marks that she's got, and the general shape. And then I just did a little bit of highlight, and now I'm pretty happy with it. Now we get to see how it looks with everything else. So, hang tight one sec, and I will be right back in the full look. What? I didn't do it. It was him. Oh, what's that? You just want to talk? Oh yeah, we can do that. All right, and here we have the first completed look of the night. I am very happy with it. And this is even more exciting, is that already November 7th, one full week after Inktober has come to an end, we have the first of 31 Inktober looks down. I'm so excited, and I'm really happy with how it came out too. Granted, I had a lot of this stuff already. So, number 2's prompt, Scurry, and my cat burglar look are now fully together. I'm really happy with how this look came out, and here it is without the jacket. Simple pants moment. And black turtleneck, of course. This is a bag that I use regularly. I just safety pinned some pearls to it, so it looks like they're hanging out, which is cool. Very cartoony. I'm pretty happy with how this came out. I am sweating my tits off in this thing, holy shit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to film a couple TikToks, a little bit of content, and then we're gonna change into my show outfit. So I'm very excited, I hope you are too. It's gonna be nuts. It's not gonna be as extravagant as this, but it's gonna be just as fun, if not more fun, depending on your perspective. So I will see you in just a few minutes for another session of dress up, shall we call it. Bye. And I present to you the finished performance look. I'll be honest, the dress is not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting straight up and down, so I did tuck it up in the belt a little bit. A little trick I learned at the Ren Fair with those skirt hikes. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm glad with how the shoes look and how they came out. Yeah, I can't really show you here, but you'll see in the performance. And these things, I'm at my last straw with them. I don't know if I really feel like doing too much with them, but you know, they're doing the job. I finally got to use a pair of my nail gloves. These are the ones that I spray painted to be sort of like fiery glitter almost. Very happy with it. I think it's fitting. And I think it really gives that kind of cartoon aesthetic that I'm looking for. So, I am very glad and I am very ready, which means it's just about time to go. I gotta grab the last of my shit and put it in this cute little purse. And then I will see you all at Drag Wars. And I'll show you exactly why you should come in person. So, let's vamoose.
Daisy May.
Come on, Daisy. Come on, Daisy.
The time has come to lip sync for your life. Good luck, and don't fuck it up.
Are you blind, or
Yes!
can you see in the dark?
Dare you look at a king?
Would you sit on his throne?
Can you save your bite that is worse than your bark? Are you cock on the wall?
Come on, pussy. Alone.
Because Jellicles are and Jellicles do. Jellicles do and Jellicles would. Jellicles would and Jellicles can. Jellicles can and Jellicles do.
You know, FYI for all of you girls up there, I don't want to hear any goddamn excuses. Be prepared.
We didn't have time to be rehearsed.
Make it work. Make it work. Fucking make it happen. I don't want to hear any goddamn excuses anymore.
Were fantastic. But you came out wearing a figure wave wig and something I probably could have bought off the rack at Primark, no joke.
What the RuPaul Drag Race and fucked up drag?
Did I ever tell you the time that I found a dead body?
Hong Kong!
Getting my life on the play.
It was having a perfect orgasm.
see your party, I can see you from her backyard.
Oh God, I'm so confused. I'm so sorry.
Hey, hey, hey! Boogie body rocking queen. Adrenaline. Say what? Be a pro. Hallelujah.
Daisy May, step on down. Where are you? Okay. Girl, you...
Sing along if you know the song.
Stand up, singers. 525,000 moments so deep.
Stand behind her.
125,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylight, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in futures. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life of love?
Welcome back. It is early evening the following day, Tuesday, the 8th. And I feel fantastic. Drag Wars was a blast. I had a great time. I loved my look. I loved my number. And apparently so did everybody else, because for the first time in like 6 months of performing at this show, I won. Now granted, for like two of those months or so, I wasn't competing. I was just special guesting because I didn't feel like competing. But in like 4 months of competitively performing there, I finally won. Holy shit. It's never happened. It's never happened before, and I am not somebody who wins. Period. Just like I won. I don't win things ever. So this is really fun. It was like some necessary validation. I feel so much better. I feel really excited about the numbers and the looks that I'm preparing going forward, and it feels worth trying now. Like, it was worth doing before because it was fun, but now it feels like it's worth it to put forth the effort. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy. I'm ecstatic about the outcome, and everybody was so cool. I've never won before. And there was an actual cash prize, so like, I feel great. And there always is a cash prize, I just have never seen it, so I'm beyond thrilled. And now I can use that money to further my efforts for this audition tape. I am so excited. I have to believe that things are looking up, and it certainly feels that way. Feels like I'm finally manifesting all them positive intentions that I've been setting, mixed with all the cynicism. Healthy balance. So, without any further delay, I will see you tomorrow when it is time for Workshop Wednesday. Hey there, hi there, ho there. Welcome to my workshop, or as I like to call it, the basement. Yeah, you can hear the boiler, you can hear everything. Welcome to Workshop Wednesday. Let's get things started, shall we? So I have quite a few things that I want to get started on today, both planning and just actively making. And if you hear a chainsaw or weed whacker, it's not an actual chainsaw or weed whacker, it is a video of such. Landscaping videos are to my dad what sewing videos are to me. So we have quite a few things to get started on today. First of all, the drag race submission. I mentioned it earlier, but I do plan on making 3 completed garments from the beginning in order to display my ability there. You can see behind me, this is the mock-up for one of them. This is going to be my yellow dress that I do my Tori Kelly mix in. This is a mock-up, but I am also thinking I'm going to use it as the lining because it's nice, it's light, it's comfortable, and I think it goes well with the material that I've picked out. So that is the first dress that I want to work on today. And Monday, or today, because it should be when I'm posting this, is going to be the day that I actually perform in this look. So the second look that I'm going to be working on is going to be a variation on this pattern because we are making my Featherington gown. Another Inktober prompt as well, Inktober number 28, I believe, and I think the prompt was camp. So it seems about right. I have some materials picked out for this over here as well. I will show you them in a minute. So that is step number 2. Now, thankfully, I have some time before I need to have that one ready, as it isn't until December 5th that I plan on actually performing in and filming that outfit. However, I would love to have all 3 of them finished as soon as possible, just so that I have them. And that way I can expedite filming if I need to. And the third of those 3 dresses is my Marilyn Monroe Smash Let's Be Bad dress, which I have been excited to make since I started sewing. It's one of the things that made me want to start sewing, actually, was seeing that dress. So I am super excited to start working on it. I've got the material already, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. I'm optimistic, but goddamn, I'm scared. Anyway, so those are the 3 drag race dresses that I want to get started on today. And in doing so, I need to start filming those portions of my drag race tape. And what's more is that those are not all of the projects that I want to start on or just continue working on for today. You'll remember my Queen Dice look as well, Inktober number 22. I want to get started on that today. I now have all of the materials as far as I know. But the leotard that I'm using as a base came, the accessories all came, I have the wig already. That means it's time to start stitching the actual outfit proper, or at least pinning it and designing it, and going from there. Now this is another time-sensitive one, not nearly as much as the yellow dress, which obviously has to be first, but still pretty up there. It is for a performance that same week. As I mentioned before, that's going to be the look that I perform in the November prelims for Miss Paradise 2023 in. So I would like to have all of the kinks worked out sooner rather than later. And aside from those actual pressing, time-sensitive projects, I have a couple projects that I would just really like to work on for me. I want to start stitching my Sloan shirt, maybe finish if I can. That's going to be an upstairs thing. Additionally, with that upstairs thing is another upstairs thing, my Persephone gown. I have wanted to finish stitching that lining in for quite some fucking time now, and I am going to, goddammit, today, hopefully. Then we can worry about the decals and dressing up and embellishments. Because the thread is a little more noticeable than I thought it was going to be, so we're going to have to disguise it. And I think I would actually like to, because fabric flowers are fun. Then, in the planning stages, I would like to start plans for my complete recreation of my jester costume that I wore at the New York Renaissance Fair. My jester's name is John Pace, the Bitter Fool. He was historically the court jester to the Duke of Norfolk, and then later on, Queen Elizabeth I. He was called the Bitter Fool because of his bitter sense of humor, and for that reason he was actually kept away from the Queen for a while, until she finally decided to give him a shot, and the rest is quite literally history. I should be showing pictures of my John Pace costume here, but I really like it, and I have some things I would like to change about it. I don't know if I'll be able to work in Renaissance fairs again. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of intense work. For spiritually a lot of payoff and satisfying work as a creator, but not that much money. But regardless, I really liked the character that I created based on John Pace. So I would very much like to have that character and that persona and that cosplay essentially ready and raring to go, and even more importantly, made by my own hand. So I want to begin the plans for that today, just a sketch and some ideas. And along that same vein of planning and brainstorming and getting ideas out there, I would like to start actually designing the patchwork hoodie that I mentioned last week. I think I mentioned last week. I may have cut it out. Point is, I want to make a patchwork hoodie, much like this one that inspired the idea. If I have a picture, I'll show it here. And if I did find a picture, this is my friend Dana Marie. She is somebody that I met during the Renaissance Fair, and she is an incredible fucking seamstress. Oh my god. She inspired me to make my bag. She inspired me to make absolutely anything all the time. And every time I saw her wearing something that she made, I was just like, I need to go stitch something right now. I gotta hot glue some shit to some other shit immediately. And it's just so cool. And then the last thing on my pseudo crafting list for today is I have some pleaser boots that are way too small for me. And I read that if you put on big fluffy fuzzy socks and heat it up and kind of wear them while heating them up a little bit, you can stretch them. So I want to see if I can get that plastic to work for me, because we are pushing the limits here, and we're gonna see just how far we're pushing them by. So, with all that in mind, it is time to officially get started. Let's go. All right, the mock-up is all stitched and pressed. Hard to tell right now. That's because it's, I don't have it pinned onto the mannequin or anything. I just wanted to let you know that it's there. And all of the yellow fabric pattern pieces are cut out. So now it's time to start stitching stuff together and see how far we get. Once it's all done and pressed and everything, I will start stitching the dress together properly. And I have a yellow zipper coming in the mail tomorrow. I was thinking about using this pink one, but I think I would rather stick with the yellow color scheme. Either that or white, one way or another. But I have a 60 pack coming, so I should be good for a while. Anyway, I'm going to stitch these together, and then I will see you after that. Now you might be asking yourself how I have access to weird materials like this. And that is because my parents have had a shop at our local flea market where they cut couch cushions and mattresses and shit to size. And I've been helping them out there since I was a very little kid. I think they literally started bringing me when I was in a car seat. So the payoff of that is that I get first dibs on the stuff I like. But it was quite a long game. Okay, I'm very happy so far. It's coming out great. I've got everything for the dress proper ready, so now I have that and the lining all set. I'm waiting on the zipper to come tomorrow, so now I'm just going to finish stitching the dress together, the separate pieces, and then I'm going to attach the lining, and then we can finish it up tomorrow when the zipper comes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to finish it up tonight. Woo! Okay, so I've got this dress alternatively pinned together and then also already hemmed at the bottom here and pressed, good to go. So now I just need to hand stitch basically everything else and install the zipper once it comes, and then once I've got the zipper in tomorrow, I can stitch up the rest leading up to it, and that'll be all set. In the meantime, after I finished that, I did start work on my Maryland look, which is going to be sort of Maryland blended with Daisy. I am doing the leotard, and I cut out the skirt part that's going to be shredded around the waist area, but I did decide to go with a silhouette that I like a little bit better. So we're just about ready to stitch everything there, and that is where we will pick up tomorrow. I'm going to go upstairs and do some hand stitching on my Persephone gown and my Sloan shirt, and then that is a pretty goddamn solid workshop Wednesday. I'll keep updating you bit by bit through the week as we go. So, some updates. I have just about finished stitching together the leotard for my Maryland look, which I'm very excited about. I just need to get the zipper properly in place and finish putting everything together and make sure it fits, and then we're good. I'm presently working on the mock-up for the jacket that's gonna go on my Queen Dice leotard. Right now it's looking a little big in the shoulders, but I don't know if I necessarily have a problem with that. Kind of like the idea of a dramatic silhouette like that. But I like the idea of it, so we'll see if I like it in execution. So I will be back once I've gotten sort of the vibe of how that first mock-up is gonna go. So I paused it for a second, but I'm actually watching some of season 14 while I finish hand hemming these sleeves. I did one already. Where'd it go? There you are. It's pretty cute. I like how it came out. No, that's the collar. Here we go. It's pretty cute. I like how it came out. Still need to press everything. Man, they really kept them around a long time for this season, huh? Oh well, to each their own. I sure would like to get to stick around that long. Just throwing that out there. Should I add a hood to this? Because I feel like I want to add a hood to this. I'm the opposite of Edna mode. I want more capes. I think we might add a hood to this. Hold, please. And in the meantime, I will throw you off to the next segment, which is Miss Miss. Welcome back. I call this segment Miss Miss, which is short for miscellaneous. And that is because this is where I will tell you basically everything else that went down this week, or any given week. Now, admittedly, this week was kind of slow. I had some plans of things I was going to go do, some shows I was going to see, but unfortunately I was unable to make them because I'm tired as fuck. Simply put, let's not cut corners there, I'm fucking tired. However, what I did manage to do, because I've been regularly going to the gym, and that sounds like something, but is nothing, because I go to the gym, walk on the treadmill at the highest incline for like a half hour, and the whole time I read, like an actual physical book. I walk into the gym with a book. And sis, that's tea. So is this, but it needs to be heated up. And this week, I actually managed to finish the book that I was reading. One of them. I typically read about 2 books at a time. One is nonfiction, one is fiction. Fiction I read at night, nonfiction I read during the day. I forget where I read that, but it's ended up being really effective. Nonfiction is good for keeping your mind engaged and learning new things. Fiction is good for great stories, escapism, and it's really relaxing for going to bed. It's hard to relax when you're reading about real things, and it's hard to stay focused when you're reading about fake things. So that's typically the approach I like to take. And in that approach this week, I managed to finish an extremely good book, Easy Street by Anne Elizabeth Shapira. Of course, people in the Midwest Renaissance Fair circuit will know her as Jane the Fool, Queen of Jesters and Jester to the Queen. Her book is all about her experience as a jester, and more importantly, it's a guide to help other people be active environmental street performers. This was recommended to me while I was performing as John Pace, court jester to the Duke of Norfolk and court jester to Queen Elizabeth I. First Queen of the Britons to bear that name by the grace of God, Queen of England, Ireland, and France, defender of the faith, most worthy empress of the high seas, from the Orkney Isles to the mountains Pyrenees. Ooh, sorry. Old habits die hard. Anyway, this book was recommended to the entire cast, and it's a really great read. For any kind of performer. She goes over the basics of what it's like to be an environmental performer in a Renaissance fair or in other sorts of festivals. But she also goes as far as to describe her time in school for theater, her time competing in an international jester tournament in England, and how she learned to make all of her own costumes. I highly recommend this book for any performer, period. You can use this if you are a Renaissance Fair performer, or if you're an individual variety act, if you're in vaudeville, if you're a scare actor in a haunted house. even if you're just in any sort of regular run-of-the-mill musical or regular theater. You should be in this. Film actors, I bet you could get something out of this too. Cabaret singers, stand-up comedians, everybody. Everybody should read this book who wants to be on stage or seen as a performer for any reason. It's also just a nice, easy read. It's nothing too crazy. I started reading 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea because I wanted to finally actually read the book, and goddamn, skinny book. Dense pages, tiny font. Whew. I think I've gotten a few chapters in and it feels like I've gotten nowhere at all. But this book, easy read, engaging, fun, and you get a very great idea for how she sounds when she's actually just having a conversation with you in person. I don't know if that's how she sounds, but I like to think I've got a pretty good idea now. So that's it for this week's segment of Miss. Honestly, I cannot give this book enough praise. This segment, for future reference, is going to be kind of this same thing. It may be jovial and relaxing, like a book review, or it may be some sort of unboxing if I've gotten something that I want to share with you. It may be a vlog if I'm moving or on a trip. It may also be a vlog if I'm going to see a show or if I'm doing an extra show besides just Drag Wars. Whatever it is, I will do my best to make it entertaining and keep you all engaged. In any case, thank you for your time. This has been Miss with the weather. Back to you, Daisy. Thanks, Missy. So, I think that is more than enough for 1 week. Time to wrap this shit up, shall we? This has been quite a busy week. Holy shit. I haven't had this much crafting projects in probably about a year, probably since the last Drag Race audition. I'm really happy with how my Drag Wars performance went. I wasn't sure about doing another mix because the last time I did a mix, well, the first time I did a mix was rough. This last time, I chalked it up to the fact that I used a bunch of Halloween standards, but this Kitty Girl mix was the one that I kind of took a bit of a risk with. Now, we get to see if that pays off in the actual submission. Speaking of the submission, holy shit, I'm really happy with how these dresses are coming out, but I am fucking tired, man. My yellow dress is nearly complete, and I'm loving how it's looking. I am considering adding a hood because everything can have a hood, but, you know, I probably can't really justify that. But I want to. I'm thinking about it. Maybe that's an after this kind of situation. The Featherington dress I have not had a chance to get started on yet, but I'm excited. I'm really, really excited to work out a Regency pattern. Sort of. Regency inspired. It's not going to be historically accurate in the slightest because I fucking hate Regency fashion, but I love Bridgerton, so that is the compromise. My red, stretchy, shimmery Marilyn leotard is looking really good. I'm very excited to finish it, and we're nearly done with it, which is shocking. I'm nearly done with 2 dresses, which is unheard of for me. And then the special 4th bonus outfit, Queen Dice, is looking really good, but I did have to stop it and restart it so that I could kind of get things a little bit more correct. But now I have a lot of better hopes for it. Now, with that in mind, something has changed. I have decided that Queen Dice is not going to be the look that I wear for the prelims. Instead, I'm going to be singing Our Lady of the Underground and finally get to finish and wear my Persephone gown that I made years ago at this point. But now I'm finally finishing. At last. Poor gal has been sitting there just waiting. She deserves better than this, and I intend to give her better than this. Queen Dice will still be getting used though. I'm gonna wear that and sing maybe this time for a Drag Wars number later on. We'll see when. Bright side though, I no longer have to worry about finishing it in time. And the Persephone adjustments are much easier to get done in a timely manner. And just like that, everything works out in the end. It's just like a movie. This week has been like a movie. A fun movie. Speaking of weeks and fun, next week is going to be a whole bunch of fun as well. So if you liked this video, and if you happen to continue to like any sort of drag or singing or me in general, please consider liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, seeking, and destroying. If you want. I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a cop. Whatever floats your boat. But until next time, it is what it is. My name is Daisy Mays, and I'm wishing you some happy days.